Welcome to the Puff Puff and Laugh podcast, coming to you from the Mile High State. I'm your host, Elise. We got my boy, Macho.
Yeah, hello.
And my man, Matt.
Hey, what up, yo?
And we got like an interesting show for y'all today. First and foremost, we want to shout out to New View Dispensary. We were just there earlier today, Matt and I were, and we spoke with Mario, and they have their pre-roll specials all day long, 10 pre-rolls for $38, but if you go during happy hour, you can get, 5 for $20, right?
Yeah, 5 for 20 happy hour thing. What time was it again?
12 to 1, and then 5 to 6.
Yep.
Yeah. And you said that you've gone to You Do too, right?
Yeah, I went and got a pre-roll special kind of similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have the Thai Cal ones. I don't know if you're familiar with those ones. But that's Method Man's brand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he actually sells to them.
Mm-hmm.
And those joints are crazy.
All right.
People that have real high tolerances,
Uh-huh.
if you're having a hard time where a joint really don't mess you up, if you go to those, you will definitely get a head change. If not,
Yeah.
be in the
It'll mess you up.
Yeah.
It'll mess you up.
So yeah, definitely shout out to them. They're a great place to get your weed.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, New View, and we'll probably be heading back for more pre-rolls, at this point.
And remember, peace out, Mario.
And speaking of getting messed up, you want to talk about what happened to...
Why you have to use messed up for?
That's harsh.
It's gonna be like that.
We
That harsh.
did. We did.
Which week? We want to talk about Vanderbilt, or
Well,
no? We just talk about Tennessee. Let's stay relevant, right?
I feel like the reason why I had to use the word messed up is because it was back to back.
Here's what I have to say. It's okay. So for anyone who's not an Alabama fan,
Yeah.
I will suddenly quick up. As an Alabama fan, as a die-hard Roll Tide Alabama fan, of course I hate Auburn. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks, right?
Yep.
Squidbilly said it. Auburn sucks.
He did say that. I forgot
Auburn
that he said that.
Yeah. Most Alabama fans, of course there's exceptions, most Alabama fans hate Tennessee worse more than Auburn sometimes. I know a lot of times, sorry, surprise. But yeah, a lot of Alabama fans, including myself, my family, every single Alabama fan I've ever known hates Tennessee worse than Auburn, because there is a history, and I don't want to get into it now, but there is a history of snitching with Vols that the Vols did that really hurt Alabama, because we were doing something we were not supposed to be doing. But even in football, snitches get stitches. We don't like them.
I was going to say, that's real interesting for Tennessee to not like snitches, considering the fact that their uniforms are orange is the new black. I'm going to the whole orange.
Yeah, there you go.
And their last head coach, Jeremy Pruitt, which was our defensive coordinator, is interesting. Right about snitches and the orange jumpsuits, right?
Yeah.
He got fired or terminated because he was paying students before NIL underneath the table with bags of cash.
Are you serious?
McDonald's bags of cash. Here's your cheeseburger, but it's like, I don't know, $10,000.
With McDonald's? Wow.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so anyways, we don't like Tennessee. And they beat us last night. And they beat us last night because, in the second quarter, they played really well.
True.
The refs bailed them out most of the game. Like that Malachi Moore. The guy taunted him and literally got on him, and you can see him, he pushed a little, but Malachi Moore turns around, pushes the guy in the face. The guy then slaps Malachi Moore. I think in good faith that should have been a penalty on both of them.
Yeah.
But that said, it went against Alabama, and it sank the drive.
Yeah. It just, yeah.
But with that said, Tennessee, they won. It is what it is. But, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
They're still a bunch of snitches.
They are a bunch of snitches. That throw up orange?
It's the orange. No, it's orange is the new black. I'm going to the whole orange.
Yeah.
And they want to talk shit about snitch. Really?
Yeah, but
And they want to snitch. Stop it.
Did you watch the other series that was prison related?
Which one?
It was also, I believe, on Netflix, like Westville or
Nope.
I don't know, but it was a similar one with the women's prison. It's worth watching. I'll find it and send it to you guys.
Yeah.
You will binge watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
We spent many nights just
Just
going through
watching
it.
it.
It's so great. And then all the endings or the final episode for the season always have a hanger going to it for the next season. But it's just as good as Orange is the New Black.
Wow.
Like, Orange is the New Black, I had to get through the first couple of episodes because like, the first ones, it's just like punani. Just punani. And then they, like, and them having prison sex and stuff. And you're just like, whoa, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah.
And then once you get past that, then you're like, oh, okay, like this is actually pretty good. But yeah, all right. Well, all right, Tennessee.
It is Wentworth. Sorry.
Wentworth?
Wentworth.
Like
yeah.
J.G. Wentworth?
877 cash now.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I know he did not pay us to do that.
No.
It's a drama though, drama series. It's phenomenal, crazy.
Yeah.
Craziest things that you could see in prison is in this movie.
Yeah.
Or series. I loved it.
But yeah, some final thoughts on that. This is what I'll have to say. It was kind of messed up. Our boys played bad. Our defense has been terrible the last couple of games. Let's own up to it. It's accountability. We beat Georgia. We beat Georgia. And then after we beat Georgia, we got too big for our britches, as they say in the South. And yeah, we barely, I think we lost to Vandy, and then we lost to the Vols, and it is what it is. But I will tell Vols fans what I tell any SEC fans other than Alabama, or any football teams other than Alabama, including the NFL.
Yeah.
When your team loses, no one rips up the field goals for them, homie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's an Alabama thing. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, congratulations. Not that I will never say congratulations to Tennessee Vols. Y'all can
Suck it.
Yeah. But congratulations to Vandy. Good for them. But yeah, that was a painful fucking loss.
Yeah.
But we're gonna pull through. And speaking of pulling, you have an emergency weed story.
Yeah.
So
oh, real quick, I did have my Squid Games little costume on.
Yeah.
And then every year I'd wear the boo shirt.
Yeah.
And I'd walk the kids around trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So that's my contribute to the Halloween theme we're doing here today.
But we're gonna, we're gonna get to the Halloween theme in just a moment.
Okay, well, I know people probably saw me wearing this and then taking it off. Like, what the heck are they doing? They must have lost their mind.
Hey, just know
macho.
after this, I'm going to be chatting
justify.
with hot babes on the internet. So.
Shut up. The only hot babe you will have is me. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm training to be a cage fighter.
We both know you have the worst reflexes ever.
Yeah, especially when I'm high.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you were wearing your Squid Games mask,
Yes.
and you didn't want people to think that
I'm crazy.
we just lost our fucking
Yeah,
mind.
want to justify it or explain it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the
I feel you.
emergency weed story was an event that happened last night with one of my good friends. We were smoking down, and I had these resin joints that were like the roaches of the joints. I put them all together, and it's really high THC. So you put all that together, and then I rolled a bunch of joints. So we're smoking them, and we're high as hell. And it was getting down to being real small. So I was trying to put it on like a glass tip, but it wouldn't fit on there. So then I had this one that I kind of built. It's a weird little contraption. I put it on there, was smoking it down. I give it to him. He takes a hit, and he just looks all weird, and his chest goes out. And I was like, dude, you okay? He starts coughing and dry heaving, and he hands it back. I was like, dang, bro, are you all right? So I take a few more hits, watch him walk outside. And he doesn't have shoes on, so he can't go far.
Oh, no.
He's in his socks, so he's just right there. I'm sitting in the chair just watching. And all of a sudden, he's dry heaving and starts throwing up.
Oh, no.
And it was like the movies, just the projectile going all crazy.
Like The Exorcist.
Holy crap.
I wanted to get up to get him a towel, but I was laughing so violently. My face hurt. My stomach hurt hours later. But yeah, I couldn't get up. I was laughing. He just does it 3 or 4 times. The funniest part Unfortunately, there's a family having like a barbecue or something in the back.
Oh, no.
I had to witness it. And some kid goes, he must be drunk. I felt bad. I did feel bad. I couldn't even go out there. I was just like so embarrassed. But
Whoa.
yeah, that's the emergency.
How's he doing though?
No, he was good after that. We smoked probably 3 times after that.
And
Cool.
this was, and y'all were gaming, right?
Yeah, we're gaming, playing some of that Mario Party, the new one, Jamboree.
Yeah.
I was gonna play Jamboree,
Mhm.
but I got too high. And then he throws up in the backyard.
God bless. What happened right before that? Oh, so then we're sitting down playing this Jamboree, phenomenal game, Mario Party. It's part of the series. So we're sitting down there playing,
Mhm.
and I throw a Zen in, and he was like, "Oh, give me one."
What's
And
a Zim?
A Zen? It's just they're the pouches, the nicotine pouches.
Okay.
So it's
Oh,
not
okay.
tobacco.
Okay.
So the ones I do is cinnamon Zen, and they'll give me a really good head change to enhance the high.
Oh, okay.
So I throw that in, and it's like my eyes are gonna roll back. It's so good. So I usually have to be sitting down. So that's the effect I get. He wants one. Well, I forgot that I went up in strength from my vacation. So I went from a 3 milligram to a 6.
Yeah.
So I throw him one. He throws it in, and we're playing. All of a sudden, it's his turn to do something. I'm like, "Are you gonna hit the button?" And his eyes are rolling back. He's like, "I'm trying to take this out." So he takes it out, sticks it in his pocket, and he was like, "Oh my God." I thought he was gonna throw up.
Again?
Yeah, I thought he was, but then his eyes were just all big, and he was just looking. And then finally he snaps out of it and starts playing a little bit.
Oh my God.
I was like, "Dude, you gotta realize I've been doing this for a minute. Like, my tolerances are really high. You can't just be trying to go at my speed."
Well, like not.
Hilarious.
Well, not just that, but like does he smoke or any smoke like tobacco or anything or
Yeah,
like?
he smokes tobacco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he vapes.
Gotcha.
Like these are no marijuana. They're just the regular vape.
Does he chew regularly though?
No,
Okay, because I have.
every so often kind of guy.
So, this is way back in the day, like, let's see, probably about 15-ish years ago. Friend situationship. Yeah. Well, we were drinking. We were out at a bar drinking, and a friend of ours was the bartender, and the bartender would chew, and he had grizzly, like and so he would regularly chew. Well, it's the end of the night, and I don't know what it is about y'all men, but y'all like you get a little bit of liquor or weed or whatever, and y'all get way too big for y'all. Y'all just think that you can achieve things that you cannot. All right.
I know what
There
you're
you
talking
go.
about. I know what
And-
you're talking about. I plead the fifth
It's,
on that.
yeah. Well, this friend of mine sees the bartender put a dip in, and he's like, "Oh, let me get some of that." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, just make sure you just take like a little bit, because you don't, he did the same thing, because you don't really chew like that." Well, here's the thing about this situationship. He's one of those that he has to show you how manly he is.
Ooh.
So he decided he was not going to take a dip. He took a cha. And
Ooh.
all I saw, because he,
Doing a lipper, man.
yeah, exactly. Like his lip was like, remember when we used to put like the big chew gum in, and we
then
put
it
like
takes all
Yep.
night.
a big old thing, and our lip would be out to here, like that, right? And he's turned this way, and he slams his arm down on the bar, and you just see him this, like, you know that he's gonna be kicking the floor later, like he's gonna have the fucking bed spins, right? And the bartender already knew he had the trash can, and he brought it around. He was like, "There you go," right as he just unleashed, and he was like, "Yeah, make sure you can you take him home, because he can't drive right now."
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was
That
bad.
stuff can mess you up.
Yeah. But we called him Grizzly for like 2 weeks.
You want the ultimate story on this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, check this out. So
Okay.
they got different ones. You got Zen,
Mhm.
On. I mean, the list goes on. I
Okay.
can't think of a lot of the other names. Oh, Rogue, all
Okay.
kinds of them.
Okay.
Some reason On I can't do while I smoke, but I didn't know that. So what happened was me and the wife just smoked one joint, so only half a gram each.
Yeah.
Because it's a full gram, so you think I probably smoked half.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And we smoked it where we smoked a gram each just by ourselves.
Yeah.
So I should have been fine. So I'm sitting down to play Xbox. I throw in an on. I've never done it before. First time I throw an on in. It took me to the spirit world. So I get off the game and I tell my wife, I'm like, I don't feel good. I put the controller down. I stand up. I pass out. I break the little table, the little food tray table.
What?
Break it. I throw up everywhere
Oh my
in
God.
my hair, on my face. And I thought I was getting a back massage. I was like, ooh, baby, yeah. And I was like,
She's like, get your ass
I was like,
up.
what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to fucking wake you up. I was like, what do you mean? So you threw up everywhere. I go like this, and it's just the thickest of throw up ever. I was like, what the fuck? So I get up, and I walk to the restroom. I start throwing water. I could feel another spell coming,
Oh, no.
or I'm going to pass out.
Oh,
Fuck.
no.
Wow.
So I just grab a towel, and I'm like, I'm just going to sleep with the towel on me, and then I'll shower once this fucking goes away. So I grab the towel, I take 2 steps, and all I remember is I'm sleeping on the ground like this.
Holy crap.
And my
Yeah.
wife's like, Daniel. I'm like, what's up? She's like, you passed out again. I was like, fuck. I think I can make it to the bedroom. So I make it to the bedroom, put the towel down, and I sleep it off for probably an hour, and then I shower, and I'm starting to come down. But the only way I figured it out is that this had to happen one more time. Because I've smoked the best of the best. Through a Zenon, nothing. Through a Rogan, nothing. This fucking on, I don't know what's on it, but holy shit, it will fuck you up.
Dang.
So do not do the on. It is, the flavor's the best of all of them, but it just fucks me up. That's beyond greening out.
Damn.
Unfortunately, I got a lot of those stories, so upcoming episodes, you could look forward to hearing some of my green out stories.
Yes.
Yeah. The only I don't have a throw up story with agua. The only throw up story I have is with the liquor.
With the
Ooh,
fire water.
Ganja, no,
With the fire,
water.
yeah, the fire water. But that's gonna have to be for another time because this is our Halloween episode, and we already talked about Boob over here.
Yeah, I had to justify the madness. Sorry, I brought that up earlier.
It's all right.
It's weird when I start thinking about, like, these people think we're strange as fuck.
I mean, they probably already think that watching us, so it's fine. Whatever. We are strange. It's cool. But this one is
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, he's Kip, and I'm LaFonda, but my wig for LaFonda does not come in until today, and it's Amazon, so of course the moment we're finished filming this is when it's going to show up.
Almost happens all the time.
Like, guaranteed. But since this is our Halloween episode, and in celebration of the spooky time of year, you go ahead and bring us in with the origins of Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I get some high reading right now.
Yep, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
A, B, C.
Let me get something to drink. People who know.
Yeah. You don't know, now you know.
Yeah. For real. Okay. It's just a kind of a quick rundown history. This is actually from Wikipedia. We're not trying to get overboard or anything like that.
Yep.
Just for a heads up for any viewers. Just a basic rundown again, Wikipedia. So the interesting thing about it is I am very knowledgeable with Christianity.
Yes.
But who I used to be, I never really understood the origins of certain holidays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you only heard like the demonized
yeah,
parts of
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the propaganda aspect of it. So I think it's cool. It's Halloween. Let's talk about the origins.
Okay.
Christians' origin and historic customs. Halloween is thought to have influences from Christian beliefs and practices. The English word Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, being the evening across the Christian holidays of All Hallows Day on November 1st and All Hallows Day on November 2nd. Since the time of the early church, major feast had vigils that began the night before, as did Feast of All Hallows.
Mhm.
These 3 days were collectively known as All Hallow Tide,
Mhm.
Roll Tide, and are a time where Western Christians honor all saints and pray for recently departed souls who have not reached heaven.
Mhm.
Commemorations of all saints and martyrs were held by several orders in various states, mostly in springtime. In 4th century Rome and Edessa, it was held on May 13th. Anyways, it kind of goes on from there. But that's interesting because I've always thought,
Mhm.
it was, you're always taught on the other spectrum of this that it's are by individuals who do not agree with Halloween, that it is rooted in like demonology and
Yeah.
Satanism.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, and it's like, oh no, it was Christians. It was the Christian church.
Well, and there are some crazy fucks out there that, you know, are going to go and get a cat and do God knows what with it. But, like, those are mentally unstable people,
Mhm.
you know. Or if it is a part of their weird, crazy, cultish religion, well, you know, see the first part of it, cultish. But, yeah, with Christianity, like, All Saints Day is November 1st. Like, being raised Catholic, I remember masses that celebrated all of the saints. We would dress as the saints when we were kids. And I want to say that we had, like, something set up with, like, the pictures of the saints, like, we were venerating them, which is interesting, being that November 2nd wraps up Dia de Muertos in, like, Mexico and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah,
A big one.
yeah, interesting.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, but yeah, you're right. It's totally interesting that the Christians are like, no, the Junie Harpers, right, are like, no, Halloween is bad.
Very interesting.
And since it is Halloween, and you always have the greatest stories, and you
Right.
you have a ghost story.
Yeah, I got a ghost story. So
Mhm.
this one's from when I lived in Los Animas, Colorado, so Benton County.
Okay.
Los Animas is a city of the lost souls. So we're gonna buy this house in Los Animas, and the deal is kind of falling through. Just to give a little background on it, so the deal is kind of falling through. We're like, what the hell? And the people selling it end up putting the 10,000 needed. We're like, wow, that was weird. Okay, so they really want to get rid of the house.
Okay.
So we're living at the house. My son, he just starts crying all the time, and we're like, what the heck's going on? And one day in particular, he was crying, staring at the corner of the ceiling.
Oh no.
And we have to bring him to our room, and he was just like ghost. And we're like, what the hell? So
Oh,
I'm playing
no.
some Xbox in the living room,
Mhm.
and there's this just metal crinky noise. And I was like, well, maybe because it's so cold
Uh-huh.
and the heater's going,
Yeah.
but it'll do it even when the heater wasn't going. So I'm like, what the fuck? So one day I'm sleeping because I'm on graveyard shift.
Okay.
So I'm sleeping, and I could feel something right here.
Oh hell no.
And I'm like,
Oh
what
no.
the fuck? And I force my eyes to open, and you just hear somebody running in chains. Boom, boom, boom. So I say nothing to my wife. She just brings it up one day. She's like, hey, Daniel, I was sleeping, and I felt like there was something over me, and then it ran off with the chains. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And she's like, yeah. So we, without either of us communicating, I told her my story. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So my cousin, Perfecto, he's like, bro, I got you, because I'm telling him the story.
Yeah.
It's like, I got you. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to come over with holy water.
Mhm.
We're going to put up some crucifixes on your
Mhm.
doors.
Mhm.
And we're going to say a bunch of prayers.
Mhm.
So we do all this.
Mhm.
So we do all this.
Mhm.
And then we're outside, and he's smoking. And I'm like, all right, cool, man. Appreciate you doing that. I'm going to go inside and take a piss real quick. I'll be right back out. So I go take a piss. And when I come out, he's talking. I was like, dude, what the hell is going on? And he's like, what do you mean? I was just telling you that story about whatever. I was like, bro, I'm not even out here. He's all, dude, you were just behind me. I was like, no, it's probably the spirit leaving the house. Because then we had no problems after that.
Oh, okay.
And then why did the people pay for the
Yeah.
house when the 10,000 when they're
Mhm.
going to be short? You know, like
Yeah.
why would somebody do that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then all of our stories were like, what the hell is going on?
Wow.
So I think it ended up leaving right after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jeez.
Oh,
But it was a little terror there for a while. Like, you did not feel like you were by yourself when you're in the house.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
Mm-mm. No, thank you. No, thank you. And you have a ghost story, don't you?
Mm-mm.
No, I thought you.
Nope.
I thought you had like a ghost story.
No. Mm-mm.
Did I?
No.
Okay. I thought you both told us both that you had a ghost
No.
story.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I remember we were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
But I knew I had that one, and that one was just crazy.
Dude, that's fucking nuts, dude. That's nuts. Okay.
Mm.
Well, huh. Did you have any like spooky story or anything that's happened to you?
Yeah. I guess you could say different places that I've worked in my past. There's a. I was a part of a. I guess you would say like a big grocery chain.
Okay. Okay.
And one of the grocery chains that was known to have like spiritual, how you would say negative, like
ghost activity?
Yeah, ghost activity, like terror. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely, ghost activity there, and it was spooky. It was spooky. You'd go into certain rooms or go into the basement of certain rooms.
Uh-huh.
Skin would just crawl. Just,
Ugh.
and you know that feeling.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. It's like that feeling of like you're not alone, but like
Yeah.
you're. But like I don't know about like y'all. I'm really sensitive to stuff, but like when we went to Cripple Creek, and we went into the trading post.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I remember that.
Remember? And so we walk in the trading post, and I'm really sensitive to that kind of like stuff. But I don't really like. I'll talk to him about it, but I feel crazy, so I don't talk to most people about it. But where we were living at the time, we would see like shadows out of the sides of like your eye, and I would see them all the time, but I would see them higher up too. It wouldn't just be like lower. It would be like all over the place.
Okay.
And like sometimes I would see the shadow man, like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was just like real quick. Well, we go to Cripple Creek. This was during the pandemic, and so we needed to get out of the house. So we're like, okay, so we drive up to Cripple Creek and we go, and we're in the trading post, and we're looking around, and they have like different like crystals and stuff in there, and like I feel it in like my hands, and I start doing like this, and the lady who's running the register is laughing. And she sees me doing this, and she says, "You know, I'm so sorry." She's like, "I have to stop you." She was like, "Because I see you doing this." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I feel there's something like passing like through." And she said, "Yeah." She said, "The ghost that lives here.
Oh, no.
He's a ladies' man, and so
Ooh.
he always does this with the
Well, man.
ladies."
Dude.
Yeah, and so he would. I guess he would only like do that with the women. He would not go and grope like the men.
A little jealous.
Yeah.
I want to be mad at him, but kind of like glad that doesn't happen to me.
Well,
Yeah.
also I'm against him.
But you know,
Yeah.
I'm a husband at the end of the day. But I would fight a ghost.
Oh, he was trying to. He was like, "You better lay off my woman, ghost." And I was like, "Let's get out of here before you piss the ghost off." And then, like, there's
take
just,
it
like-
with you.
I think
Yeah.
the crazy thing about shadow people is when you know,
Yeah.
but when you're living with another person, and when they know, and they know, and they both know that each other knows,
Yeah.
that's when it gets kind of like weird.
Yeah, and like dicey because like
Is it?
well, and like we'd be sitting there like on the couch, huh? And like
Yeah.
I remember seeing it sometimes like right above like the TV, just like real quick, and like we'd like both look at each other, and,
Yeah.
like let's just pretend like we didn't see that, you
Yeah.
know?
You don't want to be the one that admits it too, dude. You don't want to be like the crazy dude.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hey, I'm seeing shadow people."
Because this was
You know?
before weed. Like, I would take edibles, but that was it, because I would just use them for, like, my migraines. That was it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like we were, like, smoking weed all the time, so we couldn't blame it on that.
Yeah.
I wasn't either on my story.
Yeah.
That was way before.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but I guess, like, I don't know, like, are you sensitive to stuff like that, too?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But obviously, I guess you would say slightly. If
Yeah.
you're gonna, I would say everything's on a spectrum, so
Yeah.
I would say that's on the spectrum. And
Yeah.
so I would say if
Okay.
somewhere on the spectrum, that's probably a little bit more than the average person, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. And then, or do you feel like you are?
So my deal is with deja vu and
Mm.
dreams.
Mhm.
So when I was a kid, I had a dream that all my family was gone out of my grandparents' house, and I couldn't find them.
Mhm.
And so the ones that come true, because I have so many, but the ones that come true tend to be very intense. So I wake up. This is probably a year later,
Mhm.
and my aunt's not there. My grandma, my grandpa. I can't find anybody.
Mhm.
Well, so I'm walking back downstairs to the bedroom, and it's like something's pulling me. It's super heavy.
Yes.
I can almost not take it, and then I lay in the bed, and I just go to bed from fright. Wake up the next day, grandma's making eggs and
Mhm.
probably beans and whatever else, you
Mhm.
know, and like everything was normal. Well, where was everybody? Nobody's known to go anywhere. They're older,
Yeah.
you know, like, and then where was my aunt at?
Yeah.
You know, like she never goes out.
Y'all just left him in the bed by himself.
And then where was my sister? Where was my sister who was always with me? You know, like
Yeah.
we were attached at the hip growing up, pretty
Yeah.
much. That's all we had was each other, and we've done a lot of great things. And you think I would have been able to find her, go to her first?
Yeah.
I comforted nobody. But yeah, I kind of have that happen quite often.
Mhm.
Even when I returned to a job that I'm recently at,
Mhm.
when I went back, I had already envisioned me walking down a certain hallway.
Yeah.
And it was a good feeling. So
Yeah.
this is one of the rare ones where it felt good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I knew I'd be back here.
Nice.
I had another crazy one, to be honest,
Mhm.
was when me and my wife had split up. Before we were ever married, we just had our second kid.
Mhm.
And I just remembered that I knew we would break up, and that I knew I'd be at this girl's house with her daughter and
Mhm.
my kids.
Mhm.
And I just saw it. And then that one like brought me a lot of pain
Mhm.
because I was like, man, I was like, I knew my marriage or my relationship with the mother of my children was going to come to an end before it actually happened, years before.
Yeah.
And it just felt so shitty that it happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of my, I
Yeah.
guess.
So you're definitely like, higher on like the spectrum, or like maybe you clue into that more like when it comes to like clairvoyance and stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. Like I can smell when people are sick, but also when they're dying.
Ooh.
Which he didn't believe me that I could smell when people are sick. And it was like right before we got married, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
because he was working a lot of like overtime and stuff, and he was working graves. And I remember giving him a hug, and I could smell the sick on him.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, you should probably like take some emergency, like, because like you can't just like walk up to somebody and be like, hey, you smell like you're sick. Like they're gonna look at you like you have a chicken face growing out of your neck.
Yeah.
And like you didn't take your medicine this morning, Like so I was like,
For
yeah,
real.
I was like, yeah, you should probably like maybe take some emergency. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, because you're sick. Well, how do you know? And I'm like, because you smell like you're sick, dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, not even 2 days later. Oh, I don't feel good. I'm like, I told you, dude.
So no symptoms before when you first noticed it?
No.
So it's just like entering their body and
Yeah.
getting ready to go.
Yeah, but then also like when people are sick and like they take like medicine and stuff, I can smell the medicine. Like when they talk, I can
Yeah.
smell it like coming out of like their pores and stuff too. And so I know when they're taking medicine.
Smell weed coming out of me
Well,
because I smoke so much.
yeah. And yeah, it was like crazy. That I can also smell when people are dying. And like with the dream thing, I've had like contact with like people who are dead through dreams.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But it's like family. So it's like I know them, like I'm like not like,
Those are the best. Like having a dream of my grandma or
yes.
my tata, my grandpa,
Mhm.
my nana.
Mhm.
Just when you have dreams of them and they're there, and it just brings like a peace to me. Like they're still thinking about me.
Yes.
They're very rare though.
Mhm.
You know, I'd say at best every 3 years I'll
Yeah.
get a grandparent, and it's like they come back and I have that dream, and how they'll talk about it to my wife the next day. She has it happen to her too. It's a little bit less now for her.
Same for me. I'll sometimes get like phantom smells though.
Oh wow.
Like my grandma smoked cigarettes, and this was before the pandemic. I think this was even before we got married, but I was commuting in Springs. I think I had just started that job. And I was like a little overwhelmed, and I was sitting in my car, and there was nobody else in the parking lot, because I remember looking around because I'm about to have like a mental breakdown and crying in my car, and they wanted to make sure nobody was watching. And so I remember like looking around, and I just got like so just sad and started crying. And I remember like taking a deep breath and smelling cigarette smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes. And like my window was up, I turned my car on and rolled the window down. There was no cigarette smoke outside. But I think it was my grandma, because anytime that I dream about my grandma, it's inevitably when I'm like really stressed out. And she comes to me, and she always talks, we speak in Spanish. And because I'll try to talk to her in English, and she'll tell me no in Spanish, and so I have to talk to her in Spanish, or else she's not going to continue to talk to me. So I'm like, okay. So she'll always ask me like, what's wrong, and she'll tell me like not to worry. And so I didn't have the dream, but I smelled the smoke, so I think that's what, or that's how my brain interpreted it.
Yeah.
Maybe I was having a stroke. I don't know, but
That's incredible.
I did find out, though, because I'm adopted, I found out from my biological auntie, because I asked her, why can I smell this? Because we had recently had a discussion for about like 2 hours, and I was asking her about different things, and somehow we happened upon like different gifts and talents and things that run in our family. And I asked her, well, why can I smell this? Why can I smell when people are sick? Why can I smell when people are dying? And she said, oh, well, you just, it's actually really common in our family. Like with the men, it would happen like if they were like really like good, like if they actively were like good, pious men. But it was way more prevalent in the women, like way more prevalent in the women. And the way that she's telling me about it is like just very nonchalant, just kind of like as though you were passing down the recipe, like this is how I make like the Thanksgiving turkey. Oh, this is how I make it too. Like just like we were comparing notes, like that nonchalant. Like the women in our family smell it because she tells me because all the women in our family can walk on both sides of the veil. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she went on to say, I'll bet you have dreams too. I said, yeah. And she said they're dreams that they probably come true, or you're talking to certain people and they're not here. I'm like, yeah. She said, yeah, that's why. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. That it was unnerving, but then she went, yeah, no, you're not crazy.
She made it like it's normal,
Yeah. And then she said, don't tell your husband because he's probably going to freak out. Which he didn't. He was like, oh, well, that's really cool, But that's like a story for another day in terms of me, reaching out to my biological family with his help and all of that. But we are getting closer to time, and I know that we are trying to make things a little bit more condensed, since
absolutely
the weed. But we're heading to the end of our podcast, and Macho always closes us out with the question of the day.
All right, here we go. So it is Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the easy one. What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Do you have a favorite Halloween movie?
Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Hands down.
Yeah.
Classic there.
Or
Mm-hmm.
the first Scream.
Yeah?
It's a toss-up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the first Scream is I would say with the first Scream is not like it's it's like Halloween theme, I guess. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
murder,
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say Scream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always kind of thought you would be like a 13 Ghosts kind of person.
Nope.
No? For me, I'm more of a chicken because even though, yes, I find out that I can walk on both sides of the veil, I'm not really into horror, so I like it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and the Ernest Halloween special.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Comedy.
I love them. I love
Ernest
them.
Raised the Dead or something like
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I just remember all the mocos, you know.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He's the best.
What about
And
yours?
Mr. Bean.
Yes. hmm
Those dudes are just hilarious.
Yeah.
Mine, it'd be easy. One of the easier ones to pick from the list. Brokeback Mountain. I don't know if you've seen the murder scene in the tent when the one guy's on top of the other and he's just killing them from the back. that would definitely be
I was like, wait a minute.
top 5. It's also a romance western. So 3 genres or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Get the best of both worlds.
Beetlejuice is mine. I just loved it. The
Yeah.
original, I haven't watched the new one.
We haven't
I'm not
either.
really even excited for it. I mean, I'll watch it eventually. It's just, if you can't get every actor to come back, and some of them you can't. You had one that ended up being a sex offender, and then I think he died. The
you know.
husband.
Thank God
And
for
then,
that.
you know, some of them just didn't come back. But it's hard for me to want to go and watch one.
Yeah.
And it's not the full original cast.
Yeah.
I think the 2 said they couldn't, the husband and wife couldn't justify why they'd still be around.
Yeah.
So they didn't come back for the movie. But I'll eventually watch it. But just growing up, I mean, it honestly scared me. I was a little kid, and I was like, who is this creepy motherfucker? Like, what the fuck? I ain't going to say his name 3 times. Because you already had, what was the one you would say? Mary?
Oh, yeah, Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
And
Yeah.
what was the is it Sandman?
Yeah, you got the Sandman or the, there's a few of them. So you got Yarona.
Well, yeah, but like I know Bloody Mary like to like summon in the bathroom,
Yeah.
but like
So I was already scared of her. There's
Yeah.
I was going to go to a guy now.
for real.
Creeping up in a cemetery
Yeah.
from a little freaking cartoon looking thing, you know? Like,
Mhm.
I was like, no. So for some reason it scared me, but then it had like the little stories, and then that girl can sense her, and I thought that, or sense him,
Mhm.
or sense the dead people, you know?
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they go to the, to hell, I guess, and then
Yeah.
that football team was dead,
Yeah.
you know, and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just thought it was a pretty phenomenal movie.
We recently watched that too.
Which
Yeah.
one? Brokeback?
No, Beetlejuice. No, no Brokeback.
Yeah, I mean, that's a scary one, man. That guy was getting him from the back. He was stabbing him and stabbing him. Oh,
And he kept coming
vicious.
back for it too. Like,
Yeah,
what the
it's
hell?
almost like he liked it or something.
Girl, you looking good. Won't you back that out?
Oh, he was definitely called a big daddy.
I should say Pet Cemetery because it's the first Halloween movie I've ever watched,
Yeah.
and it's like fucking full blown. Like I think the first Pet Cemetery, Pet Cemetery because it's like full blown, like front nude for the woman.
Oh, okay. Probably a big old bush.
Oh, just
Oh, just a doubt. It's not even nudity with those bushes. It's so big you don't see nothing.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Like when you're like a 12-year-old, 14-year-old
He's
kid,
like-
you know what I mean?
He's like titties.
That was Titanic for me. When she was showing hers, that's when I
Would you
fell in
like-
love.
Draw me like one of your French girls, Jack.
They showed them. I was like, amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was not what I expected that to go.
That was it? Really?
But on that note, this is the Puff Puff and Laugh podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to also stay hydrated, kids. We out.